Welcome to Volrath, the Shapestealer. As far as our opening hand goes, we've got all the mana in the world and Deathrite Shaman. We don't really have a lot of card advantage though, and it's almost kind of I guess we'll keep on this one. This is one of those hands that we mulligan, we're gonna end up with like Wasteland and like no other lands. And it's just gonna be really clunky. So we're gonna go ahead and keep on this one. Let's go and lead off with Command Tower. Let's go ahead and go for Deathrite Shaman. Somebody on Twitter was called Deathrite Ramen, and I just always think about that, and it makes me laugh. So let's go ahead and lead off with Deathrite Shaman, and then anything else, we're going to go and pass the turn over to our opponent. Playing gets a friend of the channel, 2-7. So, hey, best of luck to our opponent, and hopefully we have some fun. I know playing against Wasitora and 1 versus 1 is it's pretty fun. It's not fun, but it's pretty cutthroat sometimes. That sacrifice effect's pretty rough. So let's cover our commanders after we make the land drop for the turn. Oh, there we go. Pull from tomorrow. Okay, there's our card advantage. I'll take that. We are looking at Talisman of Dominance. So I think we just end up going Island. Yeah, that'll be good. All right, we go Island. Let's go Talisman of Dominance, and we are not above 1 point of damage. So let's go and push it for 1. Knock them down to 29. There we go. And anything else, pass turn to our opponent. So we're playing Volrath, the Shapestealer. At the beginning of combat on your turn, put a -1 counter on up to 1 target creature. Then for a 1 mana activation, until your next turn, Volrath becomes a copy of that, becomes a copy of target creature with a counter on it, except it's a 7/5 and it has this ability. Playing against Wasitora, which I'll cover in a second. Ooh, Night's Whisper. Okay, so we have no lands in the graveyard for Deathrite Shaman. So we go Overgrown Tomb, that's going to be Chromatic Lantern, and that'll still be Night's Whisper. I think that sounds good. So let's go, actually, we'll go Harbor. That way we're not just taking any damage. So let's go for Chromatic Lantern. It's going to be 1, 2, 3. I was worried about us not hitting any sort of card advantage or card draw. We're just running to Pull from Tomorrow and Night's Whisper, so that's definitely take that. Let's go black, and then let's go colorless or white, either way. Night's Whisper, make the Church of Athreos happy. Crux of Fate, and then a couple more lands. So anything else? I'm not going to swing in some open mana. You never know if our opponent's going to drop in that snake that has Flash and Death Touch. I hate to lose Deathrite Shaman to that. So we're playing against Wasitora, flying a trample, whatever. Wasitora deals combat damage to a player if that player sacrifices a creature. If they can't, they get to create a 3/3 black, red, and green cat dragon creature token with flying. And if you have not seen the Wasitora tokens, they're pretty cute little dragons. I'd definitely get one of those, even though I really do enjoy Sturgill. If I didn't have Sturgill, I would get a cat dragon as a pet. They're pretty cool. So opponent's going to go for Hull Breach. They're going to take care of that Chromatic Lantern. Not too bad. We are looking at 5 total mana. I think we will end up going for Volrath. The way this deck is set up, in fact, yeah, let's go ahead and do this. Let's go Scalding Tarn. Let's go ahead and crack Scalding Tarn. And we'll have Underground Sea. Yeah, that'll be good. Underground Sea, enter the battlefield. We'll just simply go for Volrath. So it's going to be 1. Make sure we tap down for Sultai colors. There we go. Have Volrath enter the battlefield, and then I will simply just going to go and pass turn over our opponent. So we could, yeah, I don't think we need, well, if we put a -1 counter on Deathrite Shaman, we're probably not going to be swinging in, and then we can have it become a copy of Deathrite if something bad happens. Yeah, I think we're okay with this. Yeah, that's fine. Because pretty much Deathrite Shaman's going to be our utility creature for the rest of the game, so we can always have Volrath become a copy of it. So I'm actually okay with that. So if you're keeping score at home and you had the category set up for a 28-turn clock with Deathrite Shaman swinging in, I do apologize, but we're going to kind of change the trajectory of the game going forward now. We did cover Wasitora, we did cover Volrath. Let's give a quick shout out to our sponsors, MTGOTraders. If you need to build your very own Sultai deck that has a lot of answers for everything but has a hard time closing it out, hey, head on over there. They've got all these Sultai cards that you may need. And also, let's give a quick shout out to inkgaming.com. If you want to check out my merch booth, head over to the website, type in Jolt539 in their website to see my merch booth. Okay, so I'm just going to go for Ruinous Path. This deck, what we're doing with Volrath is just kind of one of those, let's test for some spot removal. Do they have an answer for Volrath? If not, we're going to be able to generate some value, because the core concept of this deck is basically just Soul-type good stuff. So we're actually okay with that interaction. So let's lead off with Overgrown Tomb. Yeah, because we need to cash in a Pull from Tomorrow. That's really going to make a difference in this one. So let's go for Swiftfoot Boots. We'll still end up equipping Swiftfoot Boots onto Deathrite Shaman. That way we have some protection. So let's go and tap that down. And anything else, pass turn over opponent. But yeah, be sure to check out inkgaming.com. You can also use coupon code JOLT to get 10% off anything off the website, even not my stuff. So if you haven't treated yourself, treat yourself. And last but not least, I started a Patreon. So if you'd like to contribute to the Patreon to support cool content like this, there's a link down in the description below. Get your name at the beginning or the ending of the credits. And if you can't do that, hey, no problem. Just tell somebody about the channel. I would greatly appreciate it. So there we go. It's officially free time. We can have some fun. Now, our opponent's going to go for Avalanche Riders on Command Tower. Yeah, let's just go and start picking apart our opponent's graveyard. So let's go and exile Ruinous Path. Actually, we're going to grab Hull Breach, because if we're going to hit a little bit of land destruction, I just kind of want to make sure that's out of the graveyard. You know, Eternal Witness on Hull Breach, probably not going to happen, but at least I feel a little bit better about that. So we're going to go for that Deathrite Shaman activation. It's going to pop our Command Tower, but we're actually doing pretty good on lands, and we've got a pull from tomorrow. Even if we go for a pull from tomorrow for like 4 cards, that's still some pretty nice card advantage, and I'll take it. So I got Avalanche Riders swinging in for 2, and it reminds me of the Avalanches. If you haven't listened to the Avalanches, be sure to check them out. They are a wonderful, I don't even know how to describe them. It's just a very good band. I'll talk about that here in a second. Run into delay. So let's go for Nurturing Peatland. And yeah, I think I kind of like that, because we've got Pull from Tomorrow for 5 total mana. It's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 once we exile land out of the graveyard. We still have delay kind of up. So yeah, let's do that. Let's just go and pass the turn over there. But yes, if you want to check out some good music, check out the Avalanches. I think the album is Frontier Psychiatrist. I do have Spotify pulled up, so I'm going to look it up. The Avalanches. Let me see. Since I Left You. And this is definitely one of those albums that if you do pull it up on Spotify, don't shuffle it. Just hit number 1 and just play it through. And it's just really good. You know, it's kind of, it was funny because when this song became really popular, this album, actually Frontier Psychiatrist, became really popular when I was in high school. And, you know, this is before the internet. And so you couldn't just go to Spotify and download it. So the only way you could really kind of reliably get music was to go to like a store to get it. And, my local Hastings just could not get any copies of the Avalanches, and it was pretty rough, so that wasn't too much fun. But anyway, enough talking about pre-digital music. Let's go and go for a Deathrite Shaman. Yeah, I'm showing how old I am. Let's go and go for Deathrite Shaman activation. Let's go and exile probably... Yeah, we'll hit Scalding Tarn with this one. So let's go and exile Scalding Tarn. And let's add black mana to our mana pool. Let's go double blue with Pull from Tomorrow. And this is one of the good things I'm talking about with this deck, where this is kind of a little bit more of a good stuff deck. What we're just trying to do is just, you know, get a lot of ramp down. If we get Volrath down and we're able to take advantage of our opponent's board state with those counters, awesome. If not, then we're just trying to just draw a ton of cards. So we do have to discard 1 card. And I think since we do have Life in the Loam active, we'll just go and discard Rogue's Passage and just kind of keep that nice little value going. Now, we do run into Limdul's Vault, if that's something that we wanted to crack during our upkeep, but let's kind of see what our opponent gets down for the turn. So, and then Snapcaster. That is pretty good. So let's go Tropical Island. Let's go Life from the Loam. That way we can always make sure we're making our land drops. And once we start dredging with Life from the Loam, that's definitely going to keep us online for Snapcaster. And we're going to try to leave up, yeah, we're going to set down Overgrown Tombs. So let's bring those lands back. We've got Delay, which I think we've already made the land drop. Yeah, we've already made it. So, and there's no other lands in the graveyard. So yeah, let's just go and pass the turn, because we've got Vault that we can kind of vault into some sort of value play. And if we wanted to, you know, we could maybe run into something like Villainous Wealth, even though it might not be this good at this point in the game. But let's just kind of see what our opponent gets down on the battlefield. You know, we've got 2 board wipes. We've got a kind of a soft counter spell and delay. We've got Snapcaster to kind of recast delay, especially if they want to end up going for Wasitora. So hopefully that'll kind of clear the way for us to go for that. But yeah, as far as this Volrath build, you know, one of the things that Sultai is really good at is just being good, being versatile. You know, it has a lot of answers for a lot of things, and it can generate a lot of value and a lot of mana really quick. So as far as building my actual Volrath deck, I didn't really want to put too much like, all right, we need to have this creature in here and different things like that. Yeah, I think that's a good option for delay. Let's go ahead and go delay. That way we have a little bit more time to kind of build up a board state and just kind of make this a little bit of a hard answer. So, and in fact, let's go ahead and go for Limdul's Vault just to kind of see what we can end up kind of generating on the top part of our library. So let's go for Limdul's Vault. That's going to be blue and that's going to be black. And if you don't run Limdul's Vault in any of your decks, I highly recommend it. It's like the perfect card for Commander. It's a wonderful balance of cantrips and tutors. So it's going to be Worldly Tutor, Demonic Tutor, Rite of Replication. Yeah, I think we're kind of wanting for some, well, Demonic Tutor does turn, yeah, I think this is actually, no, we don't have to pay any life. We'll put these cards on top. Let's go, but that does kind of set us up. So let's put Kodama's Reach on top, Lotto War Waste, Rite of Replication, Worldly Tutor, and we'll put that Demonic Tutor on top. I think we'll still end up going for Demonic Tutor because what we would end up doing, this is also kind of like a Sultai Spellslinger deck in that we can get a few different things down and slowly build up a few tokens. So we're not going to dredge Life from the Loam. And we're going to hold on to that Demonic Tutor. And so let's go Demonic. Yeah, I think I kind of like this because this kind of fits on the game plan that we're trying to go for. So let's go Demonic Tutor. And we're going to grab ourselves a, I think, Fable. Let me see where this card's at. There we go. A Fable of Wolf and Owl. So we're going to be able to generate some really nice tokens with that. So let's grab this one. Let's go Command Tower. Let's get down Fable. And then let's just go and pass the turn over our opponent. So I did kind of want to take this into like kind of a Sultai Spellslinger deck, which you normally don't see that a lot. And so we've got Fable in here. We do have Murmuring Mystic. That's going to allow us to generate some really nice tokens. We do have a couple other different ways. We have, oh, what is it? Metallurgic Summonings, and then we also have Dawson of Perfection. So just kind of wanted to test out a Sultai Spellslinger. I've been really high on Spellslinger decks lately. Just getting, getting 2-for-1s off of your spells. It's just such a good feeling. And so hadn't built one in Sultai yet, and that's kind of what we're going for. Now, we do have Crux of Fate. We do want to keep in mind that our opponent's creature is a dragon, so we need to destroy all dragon creatures. That'll still give us a one-sided board wipe and give us a token, which is a pretty cool feeling. I think we might end up going for that because very seldom do you have the opportunity to go for a destroy all dragons and hit that one board wipe. Now, we do have some good spells on top. We do have Worldly Tutor. If we end up dredging, this is going to put all of those in the graveyard, and I think we're okay with that. So let's just go and dredge those cards. That's going to put, oh no, excuse me, we shuffled it up earlier off that Demonic Tutor. So Narset's Reversal. Yeah, let's go for this Crux of Fate. That's going to give us a few extra options, so let's do that. So let's go Crux of Fate, destroy all dragon creatures. That's going to allow us to cash in an extra token from Fable. Oh, no, it won't. Excuse me. That's going to be a green or a blue spell. And let's go and grab Temple of Malady and Island. There we go. I got ahead of myself. This will allow us to get a token on the battlefield. It's going to be a wolf token. Yes, definitely want to use that ability. And I think we still need the land drop for the turn. So let's go ahead and go for Temple of Malady. Let's get the Scry going. The Scurry, the Fever, the Insanity, Putrefy. Yes, that is good. We'll put that on top. Yeah, we're okay with that. All right, then anything else? We're going to go and pass turn over our opponent. So we do have Nurturing. We can start to go for that Deathrite Shaman to exile some stuff out of the graveyard and really attack their life total. As far as this build of Volrath, this is pretty much what we want to do. This is going to be a really grindy game to where we're just going to keep generating a ton of mana, and then once we finally run into Villainous Wealth, hopefully close the game out. So that's kind of the name of the game. And especially with something like Fable of the Wolf, just being able to get those 2-for-1s off of Life from Loam every turn, getting that wolf token every time, and also having something like Snapcaster online, that's just a very, very good feeling. Now, we do have Playcrafter coming off the suspend, but we've been able to dodge that, so we'll be okay. So let's go and dredge Life from the Loam. That's going to be Arcane Denial, Sword of Feast and Famine. We're okay with that. All right, so let's go and go, once again, we're going to go Life from the Loam. There's no lands in the graveyard, so we'll end up just getting down. We can go for Nurturing, but like I mentioned, we kind of want to get that Villainous Wealth going pretty quick. So let's have Island come down. And if we end up actually going for Volrath, that's going to give us 2 tokens. Yeah, that's going to be a really good option. So let's get Volrath down. We're going to get a 2/2 and get a bird token on the battlefield. That's just going to make it to where once it deals combat damage, we have to say, yeah, we're going to definitely be able to keep ahead of that Wasitora trigger, and especially with that Playcrafter coming down too. So yes, definitely want to use that ability. It's going to be an extra token. And then once we end up going for Deathrite, actually we can if we wanted to. We actually just flash in Snapcaster, Demonic Tutor for Villainous Wealth. That'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Which could be good, but I feel like that may not win us the game. Because if you're going to go for Villainous Wealth, you want to be able to cash it in right then and there. So let's do that. So let's go for Life from the Loam. We're going to get an extra wolf token on the battlefield. Yes, definitely want to use that ability. And there's no lands for us to bring back, but we can dredge it next turn. And then anything else? I think that's going to be it. Let's go and pass turn over to our opponent. So let's go and put the -1 counter onto Wasitora, because what that will allow us to do is at least make Volrath a 7/5, and that's pretty much just going to stop Wasitora from swinging across. So I kind of like that. And with Fable of Wolf, this doesn't work with every instant or sorcery spell that we cast, but a lot of our sports cards in this deck are blue and green, and simply just casting Volrath to have a wolf token and a bird token tag along is a pretty good feeling. So, all right, we're going to have Plaguecrafter enter the battlefield. It's going to come off of Suspend. They will end up having to sacrifice Plaguecrafter, and so, I mean, they might end up sacrificing Wasitora. We'll see. But more than likely, it's going to be Plaguecrafter that gets the sacrifice. We'll probably sacrifice the wolf token. I mean, if we sacrifice the bird, I guess technically it doesn't really matter. So let's go and, yeah, we'll just go and sacrifice the bird because we're going to have Volrath be able to become a copy of Wasitora if it does decide to swing in. And at least with these wolf tokens, that's going to allow us to start really attacking our opponent's life total. So, okay, that Mana Vault trigger is going to put our opponent down to 26. Now, if our opponent does have a board wipe, which it looks like they're tapping out for, hopefully they don't. Okay, Omnixilus, that's not bad at all. We do have that Putrefy. No, excuse me, that's in the graveyard. So if we want to actually end up going for Putrefy. Oh, I completely forgot about getting the Swiftfoot Boots onto Volrath. Oh, I'm sorry about that. Yep, that's really clunky. Okay, that's my fault. Sorry about that. So that's going to send Volrath back. We can still recast Volrath next turn and put the haste option on there. Yeah, that is. I got wrapped up in commentary. Sometimes it's like when you're trying to give commentary and play the game at the same time. It's like throwing a baseball and bouncing a basketball at the same time. You know, you can do it good. Then there's just sometimes where you're just like bouncing the basketball real crazy and you just lose track of something. So we're going to have to sacrifice a creature. We're going to sacrifice one of these wolf tokens. And then next turn, we'll get down Volrath and get the Swiftfoot Boots. I don't know why. That is one of the most common mistakes that I make is shifting around equipment once I'm kind of deep in the nitty gritty with commentary. So let's go and Dredge Life in the Loam once again. Go for the Throat, Sword of Truth, and whatever. And Volrath is going to be 6, 8, 9. Yeah, that's going to be just enough for her to move that token over there. So it's going to tap down for Volrath. That's going to give us a few more tokens on the battlefield. And then now we're going to shift the Lightning Grease over onto Volrath. Let's have this land enter the battlefield. That'll be the one that we can have a Volrath, become a copy of, yeah, I think that'll be good. So let's have it put an extra counter on Wasitora, and then we're going to have it become a copy of that. And if I missed that line of play earlier, I do apologize. That was definitely my mistake. So let's go and push in with the entire crew. And at this point, we're going to swing in. Yeah, I kind of like this. We're going to hold off on Deathrite Shaman swinging in. And actually, we'll swing one of the wolf tokens at Omnixilus. And just to be safe, we're going to swing the other wolf token. So we've got 2 wolf tokens at Omnixilus. We have Wasitora coming up top. That's going to force our opponent to sacrifice Wasitora, send her back to the command zone. And then hopefully get ourselves I think, yeah, once they end up sacrificing. Yeah, so they're going to be able to sacrifice Wasitora. That's not going to give us a cat token, but at least keep Wasitora off the battlefield. So there we go. We're in for 7 total commander damage, and then anything else. A little clunky that last turn, but this is actually like the second game that I am playing with not Wasitora, but with Volrath. So you know, there's just certain little interactions you don't get used to. Now, one of the main reasons why I did end up kind of building Volrath as kind of just really more of like a control finisher for the deck is because, you know, you can see it's a 7/5. So once we get to the point where we've established a lot of mana, we've established a lot of value, or we're getting a lot of tokens on the battlefield, just simply being able to just kind of clear the way and swing in with the 7/5 and just get 3 turns of commander damage. That's definitely a way to close it out, especially in 1 versus 1 and, you know, especially in a multiplayer setting. You've got a lot of options to choose from. So that's kind of why I wanted to build it that way. You can certainly build a Volrath deck where you have a lot of different things it can become. You can have all the keyword soup that you want. But, you know, one of the fun things about Sultai is it just such a fun color shard to play, or color, I can't remember what the actual, it's not shard, but whatever it's called. But anyway, it's just having answer for a lot of things is a pretty good feeling. So let's see what our opponent's going to be tapping out for, and then all right, the opponent's going to scoop it up on this one, and yeah, we've pretty much got the lock now. We've got, well, not the lock, but we've got Wasitora basically junned out to where that commander tax is so high right now. We've got Wasitora swinging in on our own. That's a copy of Volrath. So even if they do get some sort of creature down on the battlefield, we're really going to be able to take over from there. Now, we could have maybe sequenced the turn before that a little bit differently, but as soon as our opponent got down on Omnixilus and went for the removal on Volrath, I was like, oh, yes, we forgot the boots. So anyway, it's not the cleanest win, but hey, we got there anyway. Shout out to our opponent for watching the channel. It's always nice to get to play against people in the Magic Online room. And if you enjoyed the video, like and subscribe. Thanks. Bye.